Welcome back to Trigger Time TV. I'm your host, Mike Lamb. This next segment, we're going to be talking to Matt Jacques of Victory First about violent engagements when we are running concealed.
Gun! 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 All right, folks, I'm Matt from Victory First. The scenario we just set up there was maybe I'm just pulling into a convenience store, I'm gonna stop, go in and get a cup of coffee. Couple of turds that are in the store, as I'm walking up, I see them shoot one more person. There's a couple of people laying on the ground already. He shoots the clerk and now they're headed out of the store, headed directly at me. The first guy has got a gun in his hand. He sees me, he brings the gun up. I perceive it as a threat. I try and verbalize to him, drop the gun, drop the gun. Does two things. One, it gives him a chance to drop the gun if I have time to verbalize that. And two, it draws other people's attention to what's going on. If they don't see what happened inside the store, all they see is me in the parking lot. I need to make sure everybody sees what's happening at that point in time. People in the store are injured. The bad guys are injured. I'm standing in the parking lot with a gun. I drew attention to myself with the verbal commands of gun, gun, gun. So now there's either other bad guys. As I scan and assess, I see a vehicle speeding out of the parking lot. Seems a little odd, but there was just a lot of gunfire that happened. So maybe it was another bad guy that was in the getaway car. Maybe it was just somebody that was scared. Maybe I could try and obtain that vehicle information as it leaves. License plates, probably not going to happen. That's an awful lot of information after an incident like that to bring in. Other good guys, people that are out there that have a concealed weapons permit, maybe all they see is you shooting, a person in street clothes shooting at a couple of people. They don't see the whole picture of what's going on inside the store. So that's food for thought as well. Law enforcement officers, maybe there's a law enforcement officer that was sitting at a traffic light, he heard the gunfire, he's responding, or he was just pulling in to get his cup of coffee. So there's a lot of things that are going on, very dynamic situation. And you need to worry about how you're going to safely de-escalate and bring that thing to a safe close for yourself and the other people that are in that parking lot. So, things to consider. Law enforcement. You need the law enforcement officers to get there quickly so they can take control of the situation. EMT and life support. The citizens that were in the store that were injured, those are the people that we need to get medical aid to. The other two dudes are probably in the express checkout lane paying cash. They drew their own deck of cards. They're the one that drove the train. Nothing I could do about it. I felt that I was justified in defending my life as they came out and threatened me. So, all of those things taken into account, how do you de-escalate and make sure that you're good to everybody else that may be in the parking lot or to responding law enforcement? Do you want to separate yourself from the firearm that you just used? It's probably a good idea. You may want to think about unloading the firearm, separating it, maybe putting it on the front seat of the truck, leaving the magazine out of it, ejecting that round that's in the chamber, leave that somewhere else. Separating yourself from that. When they get there, the call's going to go out, shots fired. So the responding cops are already going to be amped up. I can tell you that. When you get that call and the tone goes out, shots fired call, it's a whole new, different ballgame. So they're already going to be amped up. Nothing you can do about that. They're going to a gunfight. That's what the radio's telling them. So, separate yourself, allow you to de-escalate as much as you can before they even get there. It's unloaded, it's on the front seat of the truck, maybe you're going to sit on the curb. If you can't render aid to any of the folks that are in that convenience store or that were the other end of that scenario, get yourself away from the firearm, if it's in the truck, and allow the law enforcement officers to get there and take control of the situation. They're going to give you commands. They're going to tell you, hey, stand up, turn around, comply. That's all you need to do. Do exactly what they tell you to do. Don't have anything in your hands. Don't have a cell phone in your hands. Don't have anything that could be misconstrued as a firearm or a deadly weapon. Again, they're going to be amped up, and rightfully so. Make sure you separate yourself and sanitize yourself before they get there. All of those things coming into play, you need to think about it. You spend hundreds of hours, hundreds of dollars, and train so you can defend yourself in a situation just like that. Hopefully it never happens to you, but if it does, I want you to be able to think through your mind the steps you need to take to get out of that situation alive, even after the gunfight has happened. So while you're out there, run through it in your mind, have a checklist, and while you're out there training, we need you to train smart, train often, and victory first.